Guys, I have some sad news to tell you. One of the Asians, Michelle Go, died yesterday. So eventually, what I was gonna say is that the family of the was executed. So eventually, Michelle Go was actually pushed, and she was actually murdered. So eventually, what I was gonna say is that Michelle Go was fatally shoved in front of a New York subway car on Saturday. So eventually, Go was actually attacked by a homeless man named Simon Marshall. He was waiting behind the tray of the Times Square station. She was pushed from behind, but though the incident was actually not being investigated as a hate crime, it was definitely sad because this person was pushed to death. It was actually a hate crime or not. Asian Americans do get brutally beaten at times. Now, what I was going to say is that as a Malaysian Chinese who knows about this kind of hate, I feel like this hate is really unacceptable, especially in the Philippines. As my friend who is a Filipino, he knows about this Asian hate. I mean, when will this thing really stop? So eventually, what I was going to say is that Jyote was actually an advocate for the volunteer of the New York Junior League, a women's organization that just celebrated her 40th birthday. Now, what I was going to say is that Michelle Alyssa Go was the victim that was pushed by a homeless man, and the subway actually did kill her instantly. I mean, why? Why would the person do that? The homeless person. I mean, homeless person does a lot of these kind of things, but not all. So eventually, Michelle Go apparently was the victim who was pushed to death by his homeless man. So the suspect was identified as this guy. It was sad. He was actually powerful. Homeless do push a lot of people. The homeless just advocates it was nuisance. So eventually, the homeless person was arrested for doing all these kinds of things that hurt the person, fatally killing her. And Michelle Go was actually pushed to death in a broken of silence, and Simon Marshall was actually charged with a second-degree murder. So he was actually diagnosed with syncopedia 23 years ago, and he was out of mental hospitals. I mean, why would people do that? Simon Marshall was actually this man that got arrested. He was homeless. So eventually, what I was gonna say is that this man did push Michelle Alyssa Go. I mean, why? Why would he just do that? It's really sad to see a person just pushing someone to death. So according to my opinion, Michelle Go was actually a Filipino, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe she's Chinese. So I don't want to bring this one up to you guys because it's a little scary. So the answer is Michelle Go was actually an Asian descent. Marshall was actually an African American. There was actually a hate crime that was trying to push another woman who escaped with the group. The police did charge him with murder. So Michelle Go was actually this Bay Area native that was killed last weekend after she was shoved to death. So eventually, 100 people gathered around Portsmouth Square in San Francisco's Chinatown. And just to let you guys know about this, yes, I do believe Asian hate seriously needs to stop immediately. I mean, when will people ever take a break from calling people that kind of name, saying that they are racist? They want to push someone into the ground, and they want to murder people. You know what I mean? It's definitely sad. And I'm not really going to show this video to you. I'm not really going to do it. I'm so sorry my computer is muted because you know how much I would get into trouble. Now, as what I was really going to say is that since me and my friend who actually know about this Asian hate, like example, me and Michael do know about this Asian hate, and I mean seriously, Asian hate seriously needs to stop. Stop, because people who are from this country, who are locals in America, do shove Asian Americans, especially Malaysians and Filipinos, and also Malaysian Chinese. As what me and my friend really did say, because I'm actually a Malaysian Chinese who was born and raised in Malaysia, while on the other hand, my friend, who is actually a Filipino, was born in the Philippines. Now, what I was going to say is that, yes, we've heard about this news before, about how this Asian hate really spreads out. But definitely it's not for the fact you want to do something to this person just because you do hate the Asian, you know? Now, I'm not going to jump into conclusions, guys, but this is true. This really happens a lot, especially to those people who do hate you, you know? I mean, you watch out for these people. If they're really negative to you, just try to ignore them and go to a safe place. If they really attack you, quickly call 911 to arrest the person for doing this kind of notorious crime. You know? He was really sad. But anyways, guys, I don't want to scare you guys. I don't want to make you guys sad. But this is me, Wheeling the Tomboy Gamer, signing off.